Well, it's race day here for the Trans Nation Challenge, GP3 Challenge, and we just had notification that Jordan Dittmer, I think, got a little impatient and decided to call it quits, or call it a day for after not being able to come in and set a time. But if he had waited a little bit longer, he would have been able to get into the race. But either way, it doesn't look like any of the drivers are ready to go yet, so we've got a bit of time to just play through things. And here we go, PMNA now sets the standard. And this is one of those things where people can play the mind games. You can set the... As soon as somebody, you can fiddle through your setup and then suddenly someone starts a session and you become rushed to get a thing. So anyway, we've got 5 seconds. We're about to kick off. Yeah, I think a lot of people are now saying these F1 places. Here we go. The 5 red lights are now building up. It's lights out, away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Oh, Joker got off to a horrible start. PMNA is going to lead them off into turn 1. Banana Josh is going to go looking up the inside. Middle spike through here. Is the Joker trying to do it? Oh, contact into turn 1. The Joker has pushed himself back into the lead of the race. PMNA is going to look.
Going Z. Oh,
and Banana Josh in the fence. In fact, there's also a Haas on the back too. It was Big Mike 46385. So chaos heading into turn 1 of the Grand Prix. Banana Josh from P3 down to P10. Big Mike from P6 back to P10, 11. And the Joker we thought PMNA had got him on the line, but man, what Mason's have an issue. He's gone way late.
Oh, he's lost some front weight.
Yep, so it's still just not NZ Pro's weekend, season so far. Put himself up there with the likes of Infinite March to win the race, and well, it's just not there at the moment. But at the moment, it kind of looks like the same grid as in Australia, with the Joker leading PMNA staying within a second of the Ferrari driver, and then going Z 128 just dropping back to about a second behind, with Infinite March now right up his gearbox.
Yeah, off that start, I don't know whether we'll be hearing from him. Be interesting to see it again. I just saw Banana Josh just running side by side with Going Z, and I don't know whether Banana Josh maybe just tried to cut across him too much and just tripped, but yeah, shame for him.
The funny thing, see this, and now this is making me laugh a little bit, because in the rules stating for the Trans Nation Challenge, there was no rule set against pit assist being on or off. So a lot of drivers choosing to have it off and are kind of paying the price for it.
Yeah, it's true. Bit of a silly, needless penalty to give away, really.
Well, I mean, I think for argument's sake, maybe the rule should have been expressed, but I mean, it's when it's no assists and stuff like that, it's free choice for everything else. Oh, I'm going to march up the inside.
Seen a few moves attempted there today, and it's a bold place to try and make a move.
Yeah, and I think at the same time that was kind of a McKenzie thing, because he did cart Going Z wide a little bit in that process. But
I think it's not an easy place to get a move done without doing so.
The Joker now pulling out a 1.8 second lead over PMNA. So the Joker looking to try and get his we're going to incident sector 2, and it looks like it's Martin. Yeah, it's Mason again. So it's just not it's just not his day. Oh no. Okay, so the Joker now sets the fastest lap of the race. PMNA still within range. Strategy, of course, plays into this. And Big Mike now on the mediums. I don't know if he came in or not. I would assume that he probably did, given... I mean, I'm not sure, but... we know Mason came in because he got a 5-second drive penalty for that.
I know Banana Josh did as well, so I would imagine Big Mike did. Based on the timing that we're seeing now.
Yeah, and you can see, and we just got a confirmation that Jordan Dittmer unable to race, and he is very disappointed by that. So, at the moment, we're just looking at the battle here between, well, it's not really a battle at the moment, Banana Josh, our race winner from China, entering turn 1. And we've got quite an interesting, well, we're starting to see a development here. Now, I've actually got to say, one of the biggest winners out of all of this has to be Pro Opa.
I was just about to say, yeah, he's up to P6. That's a good, solid start for him.
Of course, this is, we had both Ferraris in GP2 and GP3. Of course, there is no Ferrari seat vacant in the F1 after another incident, sector 2. Oh, Pro Opa, just as we talked him up, he's just...
Well, Mason's off again.
And Habs for Life, a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So,
ooh, ready.
Jonathan is just being a little greedy, it looks like, in the field of corner cutting, which is a bit surprising because I don't think he had anything in regards to that in the F1 race when he drove in place of Noak 3712. I'm not sure, but he's currently P8, so now he's P7 because Pro Open's now in the pit. So actually, I have to say, Nat. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to say anything more about who's doing a great job or whatnot because I'm commentating, cursing them. But Erling Dang now up to P6, going for the same strategy that he ran. I would say he's going for the same strategy he ran in the F1 category.
Yep, I would imagine so, judging by the fact he's starting on the mediums. I think that's only one place to go from there.
Of course, the difference being that the so many more drivers. I can't remember. Well, actually, I wouldn't know what position he was in when he did the strategy for it to work. But he's currently roughly about, I'd say about, another incident. It's Banana Josh this time. He's spun. Is that's just coming out of turn 2, isn't it? Yeah, it is too.
Yeah. Cool. So, he's got Big Mike coming up.
Yeah.
Mike takes him.
So there'll be a battle there that's developing. I've got to say, actually, despite everything, PMA is still staying reasonably close to the Joker.
Yeah,
I mean, the gap is 2 seconds, but it's not massively extending 2 seconds.
No, it seemed to have settled down a little bit there. In fact, most of the quite an evenly spaced top 6 there. If you look at the gaps, you got 2 seconds, dude.
Yeah, so there's no real gap. You go all the way back down to Erling Dang just had is that lag or is that had a moment? No, it's lag. Just looked like he mounted the curb and then it just looked like he couldn't get into pace.
As we say that,
Jonathan,
Habs for Life into the pits.
And it looks like a new set of super soft. So I wonder if he's done what happened to me in China by burning his tyres in qualifying.
It is quite possible.
So that puts Pro Opa back to P7. So it's this race has gone off the hook, and I can tell you there'll probably be a lot going on at the end of the race. So there'll be negotiation. I would imagine there'll be negotiations about a shift in the league for the Joker with that kind of pace. Although, in saying that, and you pointed it out, PMA is setting reasonably similar times. I'm going another incident, sector 1. It's Banana Josh again,
Josh.
Yep. Something about turn 2. It's obviously, and he's gone too. So I think he's had enough. I think he has had enough. So.
Yeah. Man, he's had such a good first few weeks. But,
so it comes dramatically to an end, and of course he was the series points leader too. So this is going to shake the field up again. So the Joker now out to 3.2 seconds over PMA. But as I was going to that point, PMA's pace only 0.7 of a second difference in qualifying, and at the moment PMA is still within undercut territory. So we're coming roughly about to the pit window where you would do the 2-stop. So, and I think if we found anything, the pace of the 1-stop is not necessarily. Erling Dang kind of proved us wrong in some regards, but the 1-stop isn't. I don't think anymore. I don't think the one stop is the right strategy anymore.
No, I agree. I don't think it's gonna work. I mean,
the Joker! The Joker's had a moment. Oh, that was.
Ooh, he saved it.
It was very reminiscent of his teammate and nearly put it in the fence. But yeah, he's pushing for it. So although he hadn't lost over. He's doing it again. Is it? I wonder if his tyres are falling off or it was just a momentary lapse in concentration. But that could have been game over again. And I'm sure he's got Australia in the back of his mind. And we've got an incident in sector 2. Or do we? Yep, Mason. It's becoming a bit of a trend.
Very mate.
So
going into the pits for the soft tyre.
Yeah, so he's going for the strategy I played on. Although he's come in a lap early, so he's obviously going to try and force Infinite March into pitting early to get the undercut. And we've just seen... Oh no, there's another incident, sector 2, and it's Mason. I know for a fact that Mason is using the wheel, so I would say he still needs a lot more practice on that wheel. He should be.
I know that feeling as much as anyone. It's not easy to switch from a controller to a wheel, and myself, I'm trying, and it takes a fair few weeks of practice at least.
And especially when you're so close to a race weekend, you've got to.
Oh yeah.
The thing about the wheel, and I mean, he's using the Thrustmaster T80, which is a very basic wheel. Or maybe I think he might be on the Logitech G29. I'm not sure which, but you've got to be so particular with how you. And we got team radio from Joshua Law. He said, I've spun twice and I have to retire, and he's retired from the race. So that's great. I'm just going to comment on that. Anyway, I actually think that we might introduce a Skype team radio where the driver can...
Actually, maybe I shouldn't react with a love heart to that. That sounds like Mike. Yes. He's retired.
But yeah, that's a bit of fun there. And sorry, we've got so hyped on that.
I mean, the joke was soft tyre.
That puts Infinite March in the lead of the Grand Prix. Dang.
Looks like he's gone for a bit of an overcut, maybe here.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea, but Dang is roughly in about the same position that he was in against myself in the F1 race. However, the gap is a lot shorter.
Yeah, and if because those guys haven't tangled up yet, as happened in the F1 race. If those guys start fighting, and if some of them start spinning and getting tangled up,
no, there's no.
Then it will. I don't know. But yeah, if those guys start fighting and if they tangle up with each other and have to make an extra pit stop or something, then it's going to play right into his hands.
And in fact, in saying that, actually, Dang is actually starting to catch March. So March is obviously responding to this because he knows that the second you start losing pace to your so anyway, we're just checking something here, but...
I thought Keenan got past the joke. Just a bit of a glitch. So, Dang leading.
Yep, 3 seconds from the joke. PMA has now dropped drastically back.
Yeah.
And Going Z has jumped.
Only have one more stop left.
Yeah, and look at that. Look, that's the undercut difference. Look how much time that Going Z has made on Infinite March.
Yeah, it's like a 10-second now. Naomi 92, right up behind Infinite March as well now. So.
He's been the quiet achiever today, so didn't really see much of him in qualifying, and then of course he's in the race. He's just, if he stays where he is, he could. mean, I don't think Keenan's down in the championship. Erlang Dang missed the race. I would almost say if Naomi 92 can pick up his pace a little bit and get some more position, I think he'll come out of this as the series points leader. So driving a very and I think it's always too early to to predict. But when you've got a category like this, as a Joker now does a 1:31.9 on the soft, which is actually not as fast as the fastest time set by Infinite March in the F1 race. So it looks like the race pace isn't quite as
No, well, yeah, I was going to say, I think I had a 31.6 at about the same point. So
his race pace doesn't quite match his
just
qualifying pace, so it is
not massively, but yeah.
It does show that he must have created a qualifying car, and P. Monet, I'd imagine, is the same, because he's trundling back, or maybe he knows he can't catch the Joker and he's just playing damage limitation. Of course, we know that he had that unusual crash in China, but at the moment he's just looking to keep himself out of trouble. Now the Joker's now within DRS range of Erlang Dang, and this is where I started to get nervous too, because Erlang Dang started to glitch and lag a bit, so you just got to be, and so the Joker's doing exactly what I did, keep out of the way, just knew that the straight line speed was there and just stayed as far right as possible. So he's got the run heading down towards the last turn. He's going to activate the DRS. And see, this is where you have to use the DRS, but you're just so scared about the guy in front with his lag. But he pulls it off. He's gone wide, and Erlang Dang reclaims the lead.
Yeah, see, Erlang Dang knows if they both have one pit stop left, it's down to him just to hold track position.
Exactly, and the Joker going again up the inside into turn 3. That's not an ideal place to pass.
No. Now we've got to see. Joker seemed to get a bit frustrated last time when he was working his way through the field in Australia.
He's going to go up the inside here.
He's making these lunges.
He's lunging. He's not thinking about it. He's just going for the lunge. He's just trying. Well, I can actually see this now. I'm watching it now, and you can just see it. So the delayed reaction, the delayed coverage from the Elgato is actually allowing me to have a bit of a replay system here. So the gap now is dropping from the Joker to PMNA. So there's no battle. Pro Opa is now in pit lane. I think that's a bit early. Joker going very wide, coming out of turn. Well, that fast left-hander always seems to grab the gravel now.
Oh, he's got better exit.
No, I would say he did, but he got too much traction. Just too much traction. Well, not enough traction coming out of there. So he'll have another go. He'll want to get this right. What? Is he pitting? No, he's just getting out of the dirty air. So you can see the lag starting to take effect.
Yeah, it's lagging on my screen as well.
Is he gonna fire it up then? Yes, he's gonna do it again. He's gonna fire it up the inside. Oh, this time he gets it pulled up.
He's lucky that Erlang Dang pulled that up and turned in, but he had it alongside. So good move in the end.
And now what Erlang Dang will want to do is try and follow him. But of course,
stick in his DRS and go with him, but it's
a tall order.
Looking like
look, joke. Oh no,
too
lag.
much to ask.
Bloody lag. You're making this race too exciting when it's not actually. Anyway, the closest battle from this point onwards is. Oh, here we go. Yep. So Big Mike now on the back of on the back of Habs for Life. So this battle is starting to heat up here. These two came together in China, I think. So no love lost between the Ferrari empowered Haas and the Mercedes. So there we go. Big Mike got the run. Will he? He'll activate the DRS. Riding on board with him. That straight line speed of the Mercedes certainly is quite good there. They're going to go side by side down into 2 and 1. Big Mike.
He's going to be latest on the brakes.
Oh, he backed off. Oh, what was that? He backed off immensely.
Yeah.
I wonder if... Yeah, I think... Here we go. So, yeah, he's got the run heading into turn 2.
Maybe he might have just been hoping Habsburg would run a bit deep and he'd just get the position.
It could be the case.
Wasn't a bit... Ooh, he's got him.
No, the rear kicked out. He could have got that. He just needed more traction. The gap between Erlangdang and PMNA is currently 2.1 seconds. In fact, now it's just equalised between the gap between the Joker and Erlangdang. So that was quite a funny moment there. It was both gaps were 2.118 seconds. Oh, Jonathan's gone wide.
Run it wide.
Yep, Big Mike will have DRS.
Get through.
And Mason in the pits again. And it's another front wing change. So he talked a big game, but in the end it just hasn't been his season.
No, he fancied his chances going into it, but it just hasn't materialised for him yet, I think, his first few weeks.
And the gap now diminishing between Erlangdang and PMNA. Now let's have a quick look at the telemetry for these drivers. So PMNA has got a full lap with +1 on fuel. Erlangdang has +3.9 and the Joker has 1.5. No driver out of all these guys are on rich fuel. So my guess is that Erlangdang is going to go on the softer tyres and then pump out rich fuel. In fact, he does go rich in the straights, in saying that, and so does PMNA. I'm just curious. Is it me, or is that gap between PMNA and Erlangdang, the Joker and PMNA, starting to diminish a little bit?
Yeah, I think it has. It was over 4 seconds. It's now 3.5. Oh.
No, it's not.
Oh,
not much.
Pro Opa.
Oh, yeah, Pro Opa's had a spin.
There you go.
That looks
And
like...
Sticky's a bit of an Austin Powers turn.
Ah, yeah, here we go. Yeah, so that's at the hairpin.
Double left. He's obviously locked up going into the double left there.
And then he's tried to... He's obviously... Oh, don't do that in front of your teammate!
Ooh. Oh, he's letting go.
Oh, that was cost. That would have been costly though. That. Oh, I'd think the Joker would have shit his pants when he saw his teammate just darting through. PMNA now in range of, he'll want to get this job done because he obviously can see that the Joker is struggling a little bit. Now, Paropa should get out of the way. Yes, he does, so that's good there. And PMNA is going to actually fancy a move up the inside on the last turn, so can he pull it off? He's committed.
Yeah, just backs out of it and goes for the run.
Any other
down here, get DRS.
Currently Gozy doing a good job in P4 at the moment, so good all the points for Haas. PMNA, so PMNA... if perhaps PMNA is running a slightly less aggressive wing structure, because he had DRS but he didn't seem to be able to pull the gap in to make a move.
I think similar problems that I was having. I think it's, as we highlighted before the race, I think it's a tricky circuit to get right with the setup, because you've got these straights and you've got these high downforce sections, so you've got to try and find a balance in that.
Sector 3, who is it? That's probably, I think it might have been Mason. It does look like he was just kicking speed up or something, but yeah, it doesn't look. There's a battle here between, no, that's Jonathan. He is now a lap down, I think, because I think that might be Infinite March.
Oh, PMNA up the inside. Yep, he's got Erlangdang up the inside.
Oh, that's not a usual place to make an overtake, but look at the time he's lost. 5.6 seconds, so...
I think Erlangdang just ran it a bit wide, so PMNA just had it easy in the end.
So it looks like the drivers from P7 down have all gone a lap down.
Yeah.
So, disappointing. I think, Jonathan so strong in the testing, but of course the testing didn't have this many drivers, and now I think he's gauged his pace in it, and you know, he's just recently got a wheel himself, but he's driving a lot more smoother than the likes of ex-NZ Pro. But I mean, that could be just a difference in contrast of pace, or you know, as amount of practice you do. So currently the gap between PMNA and the Joker, 5.1 seconds, and it does seem to kind of juffer in between. So they're about level pegging in pace. Only one mistake seen by the Joker today at the moment, but you know, it's like we said, the qualifying pace was definitely well above F1 level, but the race pace seems to be quite normalised. Of course, we got, so somewhere along the line, Big Mike has lost P8, P7 to. Oh, I think Mike might have come into pit because he's on the softs now. So Mike now with the DRS clears the Mercedes rather easily, and he'll now go. Well, actually,
Joker's ran it wide out the last corner there. Should lose some time from that. Very wide.
Yep.
Yeah,
4.4 seconds. So he'll be. The unfortunate thing about it is that the telemetry doesn't show tyre wear. So
yeah, that is a bit annoying. It'd be nice to know that information.
Erlang Gang now in. So this is about the lap number he came in on in the F1 race.
Yep.
Now we'll see where he emerges. I think he'll come out ahead of.
He's going to go for the undercut.
He's going to come out just ahead of Naomi 92, or actually it's going to be quite close here. And Jonathan's just gone horrendously wide into turn 1.
Oh.
I thought that was going to be a crash there, because that car just looked out of control and it crashed into the sector. Yep, Jonathan Mason again.
It's Mason, in Z Pro.
Well, and I think
I think those tyres might be on fire.
I would not be surprised now if he just gave up, because you're 52 seconds behind the nearest driver, which is.
Keeps going for 1 point. Every little helps.
Yeah, but I mean, at the moment, if he gets the Pro, I just saw a shot of Pro openly being very loose coming out of the hairpin, and I've done that one multiple times. It's so easy to just the Joker now going wide again through the last turn, pushing very hard. So this is about
PM coming in.
Yeah, so he's doing the undercut, because this is the lap number for the 2-stop. Yeah, if I was correct, I would say that PMNA's tyres, as well as the Joker's, would now be about 30 to 40% warm. And I would say this too, because the Joker is driving a lot more aggressively than what I was when I was in this position. I was conserving my pace. I was going for lap number after lap number, whereas the Joker is just slapping his car around, just trying to find that extra little tenth. So going Z28 now, currently in P2 on the soft tyre. He will be due in, I'd imagine, pretty soon. Erlang Gang has actually only just got out in front of PMNA, so that's. I don't think that he'll be too enthusiastic about this, as PMNA.
Don't want wing damage.
No, the different in contrast is the. So what's the gap? Erlang Gang to the Joker is about 27 seconds. And PMNA was about 4 seconds behind the Joker when he came in. So I think the Joker, if he stays out one more lap, which he's not, he's coming in. The question now lies in what will he go on. Will he go on the softs? Will he go on the mediums? I would go on the mediums, because it may be the slower tyre, but it does hold better. But he's coming back on the soft, so going Z28 now
was take the. Personally, I wasn't a big fan of the softs. They weren't doing much for me.
No, the mediums were quite. I reckon the mediums were quite tired. But so Goingsy's now going to take the race lead for now. Erlang Dang, yeah, the Joker's cleared Erlang Dang easily, and a 5-second stop-go penalty for Naomi 92 for speeding in pit lane, and PMA down the inside. So
good move there.
So Naomi, that would be Naomi's last stop. So we'll call that a 10-second time penalty to be added to his time. And there's Big Mike. He's trying to chase his lap back. He probably won't get it back unless the drivers have a problem. So the gap 4 point. Oh, what's happened here?
Oh no!
Is that lag or is that
Mason lost it? No. Mason lost it on the exit.
And PMA was just.
The car went sideways, and the car didn't ghost in time. The ghosting system didn't kick in until
PMA
too late. He just got there, and just as PMA hit him, he ghosted. So it's just chipped his front wing. That's really unfortunate for PMA. It wasn't really Mason's fault. Mason spun, but
that has probably killed PMA's chance. I mean, at the moment, unless going Z28 makes some huge gains in the next few laps, PMA will still hold down a podium finish. But yeah, going out for another lap. So I wonder if he's planning to go to the super softs at the end.
Yeah. Well, because I personally went for the super stuff. So you can do it. It's just been stretching out the top. It wasn't. In hindsight, it wouldn't be the strategy I'd choose.
And PMA is actually coming in, so he's actually not risking it.
Yeah.
So
good sorry for him after the China incident, the lag, and been a bit hard done by there, but
so that puts Infinite
should still be able to pick up.
And yeah, unfortunately, that kind of gives
him to hit the super softs there.
Yeah,
he could run the super softs for 9 laps.
He could have, but yeah, and that kind of gives the Joker 35 a bit of a, I suppose you could call it a bit of a saving grace. But Erlang Dang's gonna. So despite everything, Erlang Dang's gonna finish P2 again. Maybe. Sector 2 incident.
Looks like it.
No, it's not Mason actually this time.
Mates, I think it is. Yeah, it is. Mason has been lapped by positions 1 to 8. So only Habs for Life is yet to lap Mason.
And there's a bit of a confrontation here between Naomi 92 and Habs for Life, and this is the worst part about it. It's not for position, so.
Yeah, well, I had this problem with Habs for Life myself in my race, and ended up in front wing damage. So he's not getting out of the way.
Okay, so Goingsy's now coming into pit lane, so he'll now.
What's Habs for Life doing? He's just. He needs to. He's lost his own front wing, but very nearly took Naomi 92 out there.
And of course, we just see another incident there with ex-NZ Pro in the background of that. So here comes. This will be a good battle here, or will it? So Goingsy now out on the super soft tyres, and has managed to keep ahead of Infinite March 96. So we got 8 laps left to run. The gap between him and Erlang Dang is 13.2 seconds. We saw this in the Gp3 race, Stuart McKenzie 2 coming back from roughly about that time on kart 1979. We could see a battle here for the second step of the podium. And
well, there was a similar thing happened in the F1 race with himself again, trying to chase down Erlang Dang himself. So Erlang Dang's familiar to this position of being hunted down, I guess.
Oh, I don't know if that was lag there, but I just think I saw PMA just smash into the back of Habs for Life and just chipped off another bit of his wing. So I don't know what. I mean, this is the kind of situation where you're not in the battle, you're not in the fight for a position. You're doing nobody any favours by staying.
I don't know. This is exactly where he was when he almost. This is exactly remake of what happened with him and Naomi 92, and
although this time PM&A actually
forced the
muscles
long way
himself.
around though. Yeah. It's just
another.
what Naomi. That's exactly what Naomi 92 had to do, but Jonathan
this
sort of
race
for life made contact with his back wheel and was lucky.
And Mason again just.
Oh dear.
It's just I think I'm gonna stop looking for the sector accidents because I think I know where I'm gonna wind up when I do so. But anyway, the Joker 35 now currently with an 8.9 second victory. So this will be another new winner to the Trans Nation Challenge. 3 different winners in the GP3 category. We've had 3 different winners in the F1 category. We've had 2 different winners in the GP3. Oh, and Jonathan Carton. Okay, so Jonathan now out of the race. And that's... Where is that?
That's turn 3?
I am not... No,
that's off the back of a straight. That's a...
I can't...
It's a right-hander.
It's very interesting. I can't really make that out.
Everyone
seems to crash in such weird places that you can't see. Oh, it says Sector 1. Okay, so it's somewhere in Sector 1. Oh, I thought that was a Joker having a spin there. So Sector 1. No, he's gone. He's out of the thing now. So and Big Mike's now into pit lane as well. So.
Right.
Oh, it's
not turn 1.
The Joker's just had a moment with this race is just going completely. And it's always the battle with the lap traffic. It's just becoming, this is.
Yeah, I think it's an issue that needs to be resolved.
I'm just wondering because I'm not sure I'm seeing any blue flags.
Yeah, well that is. I think that might be the problem because I haven't seen them either. And I'm wondering whether that was the problem I had earlier in the F1 race, because I haven't seen them at all in this race. So I'm wondering whether there's a glitch there.
I'm not seeing any updates on Skype Media to say anything. Now, here's the interesting thing. The gap between Going Z28 and Erlingdang has not actually shifted very much. So
No.
It doesn't... I don't know, I mean... Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot to be addressed in today's GP for a lot of reasons. I'm going to probably find it best if I just steer clear of it.
Yeah.
Of course, we have all this going. Don't forget to vote for Driver of the Day in the comment section below. I think Erlingdang probably will take that one again, like he could do in F1. He's just done, he started virtually at the back of the grid, and now he's up to P2 by strategy. And of course, with everything else going on around him, it's been a good drive there for the Indonesian driver.
Yeah, it's a clever strategy. Keeps out trouble. That's all you need.
Just got a battle now starting to develop here between Pro Opa and Big Mike 46385. So Big Mike now on the super soft tyres, Pro Opa on the medium. So Ferrari are going to bag 25 points and then a further 4 points for P7.
If you can hold on.
Yeah, that's about the point too. So
is attacking on the super soft tyres.
So the biggest loser out of all this in the championship picture is Banana Josh 1, who looks like he had steering damage or something of the rather, and he's ended up in the garage as a result. So this battle is now probably the only battle we're going to see for a little bit. Pro Opa, what the hell was that?
Going cross country, I think.
Yeah, probably. I think Eldorado's the other way, pal. So, I know I saw contact, but I don't think Big Mike lost any of his wing from that. But yeah, I think he's just getting a little impatient, and I know Mike won't be happy about how all this has come about. He qualified well, and then first lap mishaps always tend to have a bit of a impact on racing. So
seems to be one of the unluckiest drivers at the moment.
Well, I'd probably go and say XNZ Pro, but I think he's kind of doing it to himself more than anything. Oh, that just unsettling. Oh, him and no, Naomi 92 in the pit, so that's strange. Maybe he. Well, I think he knows he's got position 6. Position 6.
I think he was serving his time penalty.
Yeah, I think he was just serving his time penalty, which I don't think it matters. Either that or the obvious, which we know what Infinite March did in
Joe
F1.
ran it high through there.
The fastest lap. Yeah, despite everything though, the Joker now with a 12-second lead, so I think it's fair to say that it's been a very controlled race. And a pretty good race for Ferrari this weekend. They've really stepped their game up, so Ferrari now mounting the challenge and pretty much trying to, give the message out to everyone that we are the Constructors Champions, defending Constructors Champion, and here is why. So, at the moment, Pro Opus still holding on to P7. Big Mike now really hustling, trying to find a way past that Ferrari. I think we're having a bit of a commentator glitch here at the moment. Hopefully Guy is still there and being able to receive, so bit of contact there at the end. Looks like we got.
Yep. You got me now?
Yep, back online. So Ferrari are basically making a statement that they're back in form, so watch out.
Yeah, they're certainly, judging by the results that they've had this weekend. They've looking strong even with only the one driver.
Oh, Big Mike! Oh, that... I think it was a similar thing to what you experienced with M. Birche. It looked like Pro Opa swung across and just put Big Mike into a very nasty moment there. Luckily, he stayed it off the fence. He lost a hell of a lot of time, but I know Mike, he'll be absolutely rotten right now.
Yeah, he's only 2.5 seconds down. He's got a few laps, so it'll be doable to catch him all. So the Joker is currently ghosting, so it looks like he might pause the game. He's
he's got a 10.6 second gap, so he can afford to be. I'm probably checking the race director. I haven't seen anything come up in the thing about any corner cutting penalties or track extending penalties. Of course, this is regular strict contingency, so it's not like they're gonna slap the book on it. And you can see already, like, Big Mike's already put back the gap to 1.4 seconds, so that's the only battle that's actually happening right now, because everyone else is now in the space of like 10 to 20 seconds. And although Going Z is starting to catch Erlang, but unfortunately it's way too late to mount the challenge unless Erlang makes a mistake. Infinite March, very consistent, and of course we've got that tyre glitch again where there's super softs on the front, softs on the rear. PM&A's just looking to bag some points after not finishing in China.
Open ran it wide there, Big Mike almost ran into the back of it there.
So the minute has resumed, and I would say that I have a feeling that there's going to be either a lot of heated words at the end of this, or there is going to be a serve up. I reckon, I know Big Mike, what Big Mike's capable of. He could, honestly, I think he could serve. I mean, he won't want to do that because that will result in a time penalty if he does force himself into deliberately spinning Probe around. Oh, see, and that's the problem. See, they both get loose in the same corner, so Big Mike can't get the run because he's losing the rear in that corner, and Pro Opa's doing it, and that's when he needs to strike. So there's a bit wide coming out of the last turn, but it doesn't really. Oh, there's bit of a jagged glitch there.
Yeah.
So just got to be careful too, because we're just coming onto the roughly about near the final lap. Is Mike going to dive it?
Oh, that would have been an outrageous dive bomb from there.
It would have been. Anyway, we'll just see where... Oh, yeah, so the Joker is coming around. He's
Forever lost it, got wobbly, but Big Mike
Mason
got
feet. So Big Mike up the inside, job done. And now there's something wrong with... I thought there was something wrong with the Joker, because he was paused for quite a long time.
But Erlandang is only 5 seconds down.
Yeah, well, he was paused when I looked at him, so I wasn't sure if he disconnected or if he was just looking at something for too long. I mean, the AI is only set to 60% hard, so on the final lap to get 4 seconds, and Pro Opa somehow managed to get himself back ahead of... But here we go, so Mike's got the run on DRS. And the last thing you want to do, Pro Opa, is put Big Mike out to pass it, because if you do that, there is going to be a brawl. But it looks like Big Mike's got the job done. So the gap, still 4 flat seconds. And I don't think... I would hate to think that he would pause again at this point in time.
No. I think he's probably regretting his decision to pause for quite that long right now.
Well, I mean... There's 4 seconds in it, so and he is pulling the gap back out. But anyway, I mean, it's 1 lap to go, so it's not, unless he makes a real big balls up here, I think it's pretty safe. So he's going to cross around. So Ferrari are going to take 2 wins out of 3 for the Trans Nation Challenge here at Bahrain. Of course, don't forget to tune in next weekend when we go to Russia for the Russian Grand Prix. The Joker just getting a little loose on the thing, but he's got it done. So it's going to be a great day for Ferrari in both TNC F1 and GP3. So the Joker brings around the last turn after the disappointment of Australia. The Joker 35 wins the Bahrain Grand Prix and takes it for GP3. Erlandang, drive of the day, P2 from back of the grid, and going Z28 is going to get a podium.
And then Z4 both went off and I think might have tried an outrageous move on Big Mike.
And it was a podium on debut for Haas. Going Z28, the first podium of his career. Great strategy there by the American. And Haas will relish in their second podium of the Trans Nation Challenge. Of course, they had multiple in the form of Noak 3712, but that one will be just the more special. A home driver driving for his own team. Infinite March brings it home in P4, PM&A. It's another matter of what could have been for him, but that's still point consolidation, and that could actually put him right back in the championship fight. Naomi 92, another story of what could have been. P6 for the driver, and Big Mike, I'd say, is not going to be a happy champion when we go into see if we can interview some of the drivers. And Pro Opa brings it home for 8, and well, what can I say? Mason NZ Pro 55. Can you call it a shocker? What would you call it? A shocker, a nightmare, or just I want to kill myself?
I think all 3 of the above might be.
Yeah, I think that would be the case anyway. So we're now going to try and jump over to the GP3 track, and this is going to be interesting. So stay with us. Okay, so we are having transmissional issues again. So I think we're just going to end it there, and we'll get into contact with the other drivers off camera, because I think it is going to get a bit heated, and probably a bit too heated for this. So this is the results for the Grand Prix, and tune in when we hit to Russia for the Trans Nation Challenge. So this is Guy Tasker and Brett Keenan signing out.